Welcome to the M&H Tree Farm. We're located 5 miles north of Raymond on US 101. My parents bought this property in 1940, and in 1974 I purchased my first 10-acre parcel for my tree farm, which is adjacent to this property. In 1976, I bought another 10-acre parcel that was contiguous to the property. Then in 1979, I certified the tree farm. So we've been certified for 42 years. I have a total of 65 acres here, 50 acres of which is timberland. Sitka spruce, western hemlock, Doug fir, western red cedar are native to the tree farm. Red alder, we also have a fair amount. There's 4,740 feet of type S water on the property with an ordinary high water mark width of 80 feet. That translates to 9 acres of stream itself. We have a wide variety of wildlife here. Major species are elk and deer, bald eagles, red-tailed hawks, kestrels, tree swallows, pileated woodpecker, which said hello to us this morning. And in the streams we have beaver and otter. We also have steelhead, sea-run cutthroat, coho salmon, chum salmon, and Chinooks. We're right on the borderline of Chinooks as far as upriver goes. The big challenge are the streams. 30% of my forest land is in RMZ restrictions. 74% of my forest land is under shorelines jurisdiction. This is a very critical part because at this time the county recognizes DNR's requirements for riparian area width. If they were to go to the Growth Management Act and invoke the shorelines measurement, I would lose 74% of my land to regulation. And another challenge I have is the elk herds. I planted about 7 acres in red alder in 2018, and it's about 10 to 12 feet tall today. Last year, the elk have started cleaning the velvet off of their antlers on them, and I've got a lot of breakage and damage from the elk. I have trouble with the beaver along the streams with cutting trees and seedlings. Most people think if you're looking at timber harvest and you're looking for income off of your land, you think that you need big acreages to consider wildlife and other amenities that you have in the forest land. My property, I've taken this into consideration for the many years that I've owned it. So with the small acreage that I have, I've basically covered most forest scenarios that we come across. And there's places on it for all of us, the wildlife and what we need for income. My favorite part is the old growth behind me and this spot right here. This goes way back to my younger years. Smith Creek and Elkhorn Creek were always the center of my growing up. The confluence is one of the best steelhead fishing holes there is on the river, and that's where I caught my first steelhead. And over the years, it's been a major point of recreation for me. And just solitude, the solitude of the creek, the solitude of the forest, that was always more to me than what it was actually catching that fish. During hay season, I kind of conned my kids into coming down and helping me with the hay. And where we stand today, you know, we've got tents pitched and nice campfires at night. My legacy plans are for the kids, and some information I've gotten in the last few days is enlightening and making me more hopeful that I can put this into an LLC and make the transition so much easier and freer for my children. I came to this place in November of 1947. I've always been attached to it, and there's just no way that I could leave this. And it's something that only those of us that are tree farmers or agricultural farmers, it's an attachment that we form to the land that those that move frequently or live in the cities will never understand. I wouldn't trade it for anything.